You have to, get ready.
You know what? Another thing that's happened with Michigan, too, I know you talk about it with states, don't you, with the turnovers? They're averaging 14 and a half turnovers.
Yeah, last night they only had 13. But they had a lot of them in the first half, too.
But even that one of the things on their beeline ball, it was very minimal turnover.
Yeah. Last night they didn't either team commit many fouls. That was what's kind of straight. All right, coming up on the program, like we said, we have the 2 Grand Slam. We have the Lions tickets to give away. Talk baseball, lockdown, and Javi Baez with the John Paul Morosi. And Heather has news coming up next.
I do, and you guys, my childhood dream could become somebody's reality.
Your reality.
Well, it could become mine, but I'm not going to do this, so it's not going to become mine.
It's not your dream anymore?
No, it's not my dream anymore, but it totally was when I was in about 2nd grade.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you how you could make this your reality. You don't even know what it is, but
I
you'll find
know.
out.
97 won the ticket.
All right. Basketball fans, celebrate the NBA's 75th anniversary season on FanDuel Sportsbook. Right now, new customers can place their first bet risk-free, and if you don't win, you're going to get up to $1,000 back. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, now is the absolute perfect time to give it a shot. Take a look at the same-game parlays. I've loved it in football, and for basketball, you've got a lot to choose from. You can use player stats like points totals, rebounds, assists, money line, over/under, points spread. There's so much that you can put together. All you got to do is look for that little SGP icon, build your own, and I find it's a lot of fun. That's why I think everybody should be betting on FanDuel. It's easy to use. You get fast withdrawals, odds boosts and specials, live betting throughout the course of the game. There's so much to look at. Just download the app and check it out for yourself. See for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and set the promo code Jansen to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000 and make every moment more for this NBA season. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as Donald Trump. The site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer. 75 southbound from McNichols to the Davison. Double left lane closure is coming up today as part of midday construction. Also during that time, a left lane closure is scheduled for the Davison eastbound at 75. Come rain or shine, high winds and mild breezes, blue skies are great. It's a great time to consider getting vaccinated against COVID-19. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped below 3%, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big. You can lower your monthly payment and prepare yourself for a better financial future, but you've got to act now. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. Rocket. Conditions apply. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. MLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030. Sounds of a game.
There's the snap. Chick-fil-A, it is up and it is good. Third time this season, the Lions have lost the game on the final play as the opponent kicked the field goal.
Sounds of a game brought to you by Bill Brown Ford.
This year, all of us at Bill Brown Ford want to say thank you to everyone who's been a part of our Bill Brown family. Our Delivering Joy campaign is a celebration of giving back to our employees, their families, our customers, and the community. Bill Brown Ford, delivering joy this holiday season.
We often ignore what we know is coming until it gets here. Welcome to winter, Detroit. If you hear only one thing I say right now, listen to this. USA Insulation fixes cold homes. If your house is cold and drafty inside, whenever it's cold outside, you most likely have an insulation problem. You aren't alone. Most older homes do. The good news is that you can do something about it. USA Premium Foam injected into your walls is like wrapping a coat around your entire home. The cold air stays out and your warm air stays in. And there's something else we all know is coming this winter. Much higher heating cost. It's been all over the news, but USA Insulation can help. And right now, you can get a $500 discount on whole home insulation. But that ends this month. So say goodbye to your cold and drafty home with one phone call. 1-800-USA-FOAM. That's 1-800-USA-FOAM. Or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation. It's Big Ten Championship Week, brought to you by Moran Chevrolet. This Saturday night, the Michigan Wolverines battle the Iowa Hawkeyes. Kickoff 7 p.m. Michigan football on 97.1 The Ticket.
Dell Technologies' biggest business sale of the year has arrived. Step up your vision with top tech up to 50% off during their Cyber Monday event. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Plus, get an incredible savings on Windows 11 PCs, along with servers, monitors, and docks, all with free shipping. There's also special financing with Dell Business Credit. Get started by contacting your Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services number NYSE SIPC.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. If you haven't refinanced your mortgage in 2021, you need to call Hall Financial right now to see if you qualify for the no appraisal 8-day close. 866-CALL-HALL, or you can chat with us online at callhallfirst.com.
Your opinion matters. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. Book your stay at the D by visiting thed.com. The D Las Vegas, the home of Detroit sports in Vegas. Make better bets, bet smarter, and beat the books today. Download the BetQL app today to better your chances.
Wings over the Kraken in a shootout last night, 4-3. Michigan State over Louisville, 73-64. North Carolina demolishes Michigan, 72-51. Baseball officially locked out. Tigers introduced via the Zoom before the deadline, obviously. Javi Baez in a press conference. And I noticed something. MLB.com. Go to their website. You ain't going to find much. You click on players' names and stats. No picture comes up. They actually have a link. Note about our website content. Saying you may notice that the content on this site looks different. The reason for this is because the CBA between the players and league expired. So a new agreement is reached. There'll be limitations on the type of content we'll display. As a result, you'll be seeing more content to focus on the games this week.
Well, yeah, because I don't know that they can use their. Can they use their images or? I think that all goes into it though. But it's all ridiculous.
Here's a league that is
Petty games.
It's just hurrying in a lot of ways, thriving in some others, and they do things that just make themselves even look worse. It just makes no sense to me. All right, Heather, makes sense in the news.
All right, well, a day after the unimaginable horror took place at Oxford High School, a fourth victim has passed away. Justin Schilling, a 17-year-old senior, was injured during the shooting, and he died from his injuries at McLaren Oakland Hospital in Pontiac on Wednesday morning. He was the co-captain of the school's bowling team. He was also a golfer, and he also worked at Anita's Kitchen in Lake Orion, and the restaurant posted a big tribute to him, too, just calling him this exemplary employee. And now the death toll stands at 4. 7 others were wounded. Now, speaking of the Oxford school shooting, the school shooter has been identified as Ethan Crumbly, and he faces numerous felony charges, including murder and terrorism. The Oakland County prosecutor, Karen McDonald, she did a big press conference yesterday. I tuned in. I'm sure a lot of people tuned in. Just watching, I was watching it streamed live on Facebook, and there was thousands of people watching along with me. She announced that he would be tried as an adult, and he's facing 1 count of terrorism causing death, 4 counts of first-degree murder, 7 counts of assault with intent to murder, and 12 counts of possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony. Now, she also said that there is a mountain of digital evidence. She would not go into detail, and she explained over and over why she wouldn't do this. She does not want any of this information to cause any problems with the prosecution. And if she reveals some of these things, that's exactly what could happen. But she did say there was a ton of evidence, including social media, videotape evidence, that her office is confident that the shootings were absolutely premeditated. So we know that if he is convicted, he is obviously facing up to life in prison without the possibility of parole. She also, what I liked, she really didn't want this to be focused on him.
Right.
She said, I'm going to say his name once,
Correct.
and that is it. And she really wanted to make sure she focused on the victims more. You know what was so disheartening is that, I think it was her, unless it was Officer Mike Bouchard later, who was saying that some of these victims, their families are basically being, they want this time to mourn and understand what's
Correct.
going on, and they're being bombarded by either media or everyone wanting to talk to them, and it's this should not, he even said, or she said, you know, this is the time when we should be coming together and helping each other, not attacking people and wanting questions and answers and all these things. So people need their privacy for now to grieve, for sure. Now, speaking of Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard, he did address the public again. He held a press conference later yesterday as well that I tuned in for, and he actually confirmed that Oxford High School officials, you guys, met with the gunman's parents the day before and the day of the mass shooting. This is news I had never heard before. Obviously, there was rumors that there was something going on, that there was things that students didn't actually show up to school that day because they were concerned about things. Now, he did note that the sheriff's office was unaware of these meetings or any concerning behavior by the suspected shooter until after the shooting. So he said they didn't know that the parents were actually meeting with school officials. They were there to discuss concerning behavior in the classroom.
Right. Yeah, and they met with him the day before and the morning of, and I think the timeline was they met at 10 o'clock, and the shootings began at around 1 o'clock.
Yes, and they say that the shooter never left the school. He didn't leave the school with his parents and come back. He was in the school the entire time.
The gun was already there.
Yes.
It just, I don't know.
You're sitting there, you know, your first reaction is the school effed up, obviously, and by meeting with him and not seeing any type of signs. But in the same token,
were there signs to like this to be seen?
Right, where they just, or was it?
Yeah.
And that's what we don't know. We're not there. We're not going to know. Bouchard did say that there was nothing in the suspect's file indicating any evidence of concerning behavior before these meetings. So, I mean...
And the one thing I did like about, I didn't see the press conference, I read the transcript after, and what she said about, you know, the terrorism charge.
Yeah.
That there are 1,800 victims in this, because how many of those
miles, turn left onto West
14 Mile Road.
Students at every other school
the
are
ones
feeling it too.
that were in that school, they will have that visualization, that moment, every time that if they can ever walk into that school again. I just...
She handled the press conference. She was a rock star.
She did. I think I totally agree, because you could hear a little bit of, not nerves, but all eyes were on her. And I think she handled it very, very well. You guys, the first case of the Omicron variant, the COVID variant, has been detected in the U.S. On Wednesday, a vaccinated traveler who returned to California after a trip to South Africa tested positive. So the infected traveler returned on November 22nd and developed some mild symptoms. They tested positive on Monday, and all of the individual's close contacts were also tested. They were all negative, so that should be good. The patient is going to remain in quarantine, and they haven't been identified, but they're between the age of 18 and 49. So somewhere in there. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so when I was a kid, and I still am, I guess, but that no longer a dream of mine.
Yes, you are
a kid.
Oh, yeah, I'm always going to be a kid.
When you're a mother, you'll be a
kid
kid.
at heart. I was obsessed with Home Alone. And I think it's because it came out right there, in the heart of my childhood. And one of my best friends, he wanted to create Home Alone 2. And we used to set up all these booby traps at the house. Like, we would pull the hose out and try to put water on the steps. We would take the little Matchbox cars and Legos and put them by the stairs. We would just make things, we
Make your
loved it.
parents' life miserable.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now Kevin McAllister's home from Home Alone is headed to Airbnb, and you could stay there for a night for only $25, and you can set up all the booby traps you want inside the home. This is pretty cool. So the listing is going to open up on December 7th, which is Tuesday at 2 p.m. And there's only one night you can stay in the house, which is December 12th. 4 people can stay there. Like I said, you'll get to set up booby traps. You can get some of Chicago's finest pizza they're going to give you. They're going to also have a Buzz's Tarantula. I'd pass on that. I don't need to have the tarantula in the house. And then you're also going to get to watch the newest film in the franchise because, of course, there's a new Home Alone coming out. Home Sweet Home Alone.
So you get
Macaulay Culkin, the dad.
Does Joe Pesci show up?
I would now that would be awesome if they actually had the Wet Bandits show up.
Stern.
It'd be sweet. Plus, you're also going to take home that sweet Home Alone Lego set. So you get that as well. So they're also going to make a donation to a children's hospital in Chicago. So it's all
$5.
Yeah.
How are they going to pick?
I don't know.
You wouldn't want to stay there for one night.
It would be fun. I would still like to, but I'm not going to try to. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. December 12th. What's that? Is that a Sunday? Saturday?
Yes, it is a Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Heather. Coming up next, a weekly look into the world of football, NFL, and college football. It's the Wide Nine next, 97.1 The Ticket.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Pro Football Sunday, Pittsburgh, a 4-point home underdog against Baltimore. Total here is 44. No one's going to want Pittsburgh in this game. Got blown out against Cincinnati. Quarterback looks terrible. Baltimore coming off the win against Cleveland in primetime. Well, I want Pittsburgh in this game. I don't want them at this number. I think I'm going to get a better number as the week goes on. I actually think this number is a little nuts. If you want to tell me Baltimore should be a 3-point favorite, maybe we can have that conversation. Baltimore -3, but 4.5, maybe even higher. I just can't get there. I've not yet bet the game. When I do, I'm going to bet on Pittsburgh at the best number. We'll update this a little later in the week. Pittsburgh's going to be the bet coming up against Baltimore on Sunday. That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at BetRivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
Hey everybody, it's Jeff Rieger, and it's time to talk about a new sports movie that I'm really excited for. It's called National Champions. It's about a Heisman Trophy winner on the best college football team in America.
At the light, turn left onto West 14 Mile Road, then turn right onto Inkster Road.
All student athletes are compensated, and obviously, all hell breaks loose. National Champions, executive produced by Russell Wilson and with Mike Greenberg, Michael Smith, and Jameel Hill, is in theaters Friday, December 10th. You can be the first to see it. Go to 97.1 The Tickets contest page for your chance to win tickets to a screening of National Champions before it's released in theaters.
What makes AutoZone
At the
America's
stop sign,
#1 battery
turn right onto
destination?
Inkster
Because they
Road.
offer free battery testing and charging and reliable replacement batteries starting at just $79.99. And they've always got your battery solution. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Hey, it's Boomer Esiason. We get it. It's your business and you need to see every single hire. But you really don't want to go through every
8.4
single
miles.
resume.
Turn
You
left
need
onto
Indeed,
Meadowbrook Road.
the all-in-one hiring platform that makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in one place. With smart tools like Instant Match, you instantly get a list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed fit your job description the minute you sponsor a job. Spend less time sifting through resumes and more time saying you're hired. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Shop on eBay this holiday season to get more for your Go On stand mixers, or get more for your buck on this season's hottest tech and gaming gear. And on eBay, you can even get more Cyber Monday rewind the clock deals. Cyber Monday prices are back for one day only. Get more and save more on premium brands with eBay's can't miss Monday deals. Get more when you get it on eBay.
Introducing Venture X, Capital One's new travel card for people always asking,
Where next?
you earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars and
100 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details. Where can I find a must-have laptop at a gotta-have-it price?
With Staples Connect, it's possible.
I need a holiday tech gift for my husband that will make his jaw drop at a price that won't drop mine.
Also possible, because Staples Connect has big savings on the best holiday tech. And now, a Lenovo IdeaPad 5i with Intel i7 processor is just $649.99. You save $250. Explore what's new at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com. Ends 12/4, limit 2, in-store only while supplies last.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Pepero of National Benefit Plan. For affordable health insurance, log on to nbphealth.com.
Get the latest sports news and inside information about Michigan and Michigan State on the 5-Star Zone with Rico Beer. Download it today on the Odyssey app.
A day later than usual, but it's still awesome, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Wide 9. Run the Wide 9 as always. He might run it a little differently on a Thursday. Here's the governor, Tom Milliken.
No changes. Got to stay consistent.
Beautiful.
Here. This is Rico's favorite segment on the station besides all of their segments on their show. All right. Obviously, Michigan's dominant win over Ohio State will be treasured forever. What is your favorite moment in Michigan football history besides them winning the national title in '97?
I'll go back to that game because I was there that season. That's the national championship game. Was his punt return in '97?
Okay. Well, can we use games in that season? Just not that season total?
No, it's just
Okay.
I would assume that's the way.
It's anything besides the national championship.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in that year, yes, the punt return by Charles Woodson.
Okay.
That was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Being in there and just especially because of what he did with Boston during the game.
Oh yeah, the helmet getting ripped off,
Yes.
and it was a great matchup. I'm gonna modify mine then, and I'm gonna say the Penn State game of that same year because it was the most dominant game I've ever been a part of. From 30 seconds into that game, when Glenn Steele ripped through and made a tackle in the backfield, that game was over. And from Brian Greasy running free and just some of the fun things that happened, and he kept looking around, and I asked him when we got in the huddle, he couldn't believe that he was running free down the field. Charles Woodson catching a ball. It just was a absolutely dominant performance. So that's my favorite of all time.
Yeah, John, that's mine too as well. I will reserve pause for now that maybe this past Saturday was better. And I think it depends on what happens going forward. Because if this is a game changer long term for Michigan being a national contender most years, then I think you got to look at last Saturday.
Absolutely.
But that 97 Penn State game, that is still I've never seen Michigan just go on the road and beat a number one team like that. It was unbelievable. All right, Michigan now moves on to the Big Ten championship game for the first time in program history. Are you concerned at all about an emotional letdown, and how can Iowa win this game?
I'm not concerned about an emotional letdown. They've been playing with a playoff mindset since they left East Lansing, and they've handled what would be possible trap games of Indiana and Maryland, and they've handled it because of the leadership of the players. Aiden Hutchinson, Cade McNamara, Hassan Haskins. I mean, you look at this team and it's different. And how Iowa wins this is if they find an offense that can be consistent against Michigan's defense and they don't turn the ball over, and Michigan does the opposite. And Iowa's a team that creates turnovers. If Michigan and Cade McNamara take too many chances, they'll give Iowa a shot at winning this game.
I'm a little concerned because I'm always a little concerned about Michigan. It's my paranoia. The way Iowa wins the game is their special teams have been really good this year, turnovers, and I'm worried about their inside running game. They won't look pretty, they won't have a lot of big ones, but if they can use the clock and go 3.5 a carry up the middle, because Michigan is not, as stout as I would like them to be, that's the one way they can do it.
Tyler Linderbaum, their center. I'll just say this again. I'm going to say it as many times as I can before we get to the game. He is an absolute stud. If he doesn't win the Outland Trophy, then it's a joke.
I think the only way Iowa can win, you guys will hit on his turnovers, I actually think it's the Michigan running backs turning the ball over. It's something we haven't seen all year. And if you get one of those fluky games like the 97 Notre Dame game where you have somehow still won, that's where it would concern me. All right, Aiden Hutchinson is now tied for 5th in the Heisman odds with Matt Corral. Both are one spot behind Kenneth Walker III. Is there any path to Hutchinson actually winning the Heisman Trophy?
I don't think he can win the Heisman Trophy unless, and still he has to have a performance. Like I said this yesterday, like Ndamukong Suh did in the Big 12 championship game a few years ago.
If it's going to go to the most outstanding player as it is supposed to, then I think he does have a shot. And the path is to have a performance like he did against Penn State, like he did against Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. That would allow him the opportunity to win it. But most Heisman voters, or I don't want to say most, a lot of the Heisman voters are not educated enough in watching the game of football to be able to pick a defensive player. There have been a number of defensive players, Ndamukong Suh one of them, that could have won the Heisman and maybe should have won the Heisman, but this has become a strictly offensive award and almost exclusively a quarterback award.
All right, Michigan State lost in the shuffle on Saturday, completed their season at 10-2. I thought that was a great win for them. Spartans won twice as many games at least as anybody expected. What bowl game and matchup would you like to see them play?
I want to see him against Notre Dame in the Fiesta, which I think is a very good reality that could happen. I think that game, it's a classic matchup between two programs. You've got Mel Tucker, and now you've got a new coach in Freeman that they just named, last night. I don't know if it's
not official.
It's not inked, yes, but they will not be going into the bowl season without a head coach.
That's the one for me too. But if I'm going to go someplace different, and it probably won't happen, and we've seen the matchup before, give me Michigan State against Saban at Sugar Bowl.
I'd love that. That's what I want, Stoney.
Yeah, Mel Tucker versus Nick Saban. That would be cool.
I think for Michigan State to finish 11-2 and beat Bama in a big bowl game, what an unbelievable season for them. All right, let's say Georgia, Michigan, Cincinnati, and Oklahoma State all win this week. In that scenario, Georgia will be number 1, Michigan will be number 2. Who do you think will be number 3 and play Michigan in the semifinal?
I think it'll be Oklahoma State. I think they'll jump Cincinnati.
Okay. I actually think it'll be Cincinnati. I don't think the playoff committee has the guts to jump Oklahoma State, unless Oklahoma State just routs Baylor and Cincinnati wins, but they win a close game in their championship game against Houston. I think the playoff committee will just hold serve and move everybody up and move Alabama out.
You know what? I actually agree with John here, and I think maybe even the Cincinnati rematch with Georgia might factor in a little bit from what happened last year. They do try to avoid consecutive bowl matchups like that. I mean, I want Cincinnati as a Michigan fan. Cincinnati also, they play at 4 o'clock. Oklahoma State plays at noon. So Cincinnati will know what happened, and if they need to have style points, they can pour it on if necessary. All right, Lincoln Riley left Oklahoma for USC. Brian Kelly left Notre Dame for LSU. Who ends up having more success long term?
I think this one's easy. I think it's Lincoln Riley. It's the Pac-12 is not nearly as competitive as the SEC. So if you're saying success is, or you're defining it as conference championships, playoff appearances, USC and Lincoln Riley, because it's going to be really hard for Brian Kelly at LSU to win a lot of conference championships and get as many playoff appearances as he has at Notre Dame.
John, you're right. Brian Kelly, they're in the same division as LSU, correct? So, I mean, he might not even get to conference
Alabama.
He might not even get to conference championship.
Okay, so I think what has to happen here is LSU needs to be a little patient, let Kelly get things going. What if Saban leaves? And we don't know the new divisions.
Kelly at Alabama.
Okay, we don't know the new divisions and how they're going to align in the SEC. LSU and Bama might be separated in the 4 pods that they've been talking about.
Because of Oklahoma and Texas.
Yeah, it's possible. So it may not be as difficult as you think. All right, Dan Campbell, moving on to the NFL, he's continued to make some pretty questionable coaching decisions. That definitely intensified on Thanksgiving. His decision-making is putting a one-and-done coaching tenure on the table. Are you of the belief that Dan Campbell should not be fired no matter what, simply because it's his first season?
Yes, with one little caveat. If he has one of these moments in every single game where everybody thinks he's an idiot, then but I don't think that's going to happen the rest of the season.
I don't think it will either, and I'm in agreement. I don't think he should be fired. I think he'll get year 2. You can't just continually cycle through coaches. I do think he's going to have to make massive changes to his coaching staff, and what that entails, and mostly on the offensive side, starting with the coordinator.
All right, Matthew Stafford threw 6 for the 3rd consecutive week. I don't think he did it 3 weeks in a row ever with the Lions. The Rams are now the 5th seed in the NFC. They trail the Cardinals by 3 games when you put the head-to-head in there. Will Matthew Stafford be able to recover and win a playoff game, or are we beginning to see the implosion of the Rams?
I think we're seeing the implosion of the Rams, and it's not just because of Matthew Stafford. They've tinkered way too much during the season, and I know that he had a great connection with OBJ last week, but that's a big-time personality. He's now had a touchdown. He's now had a long touchdown reception. He's going to want the ball more. I think there's just too many personalities in the middle of a season that are going into this, and we know what they've done on the defensive side of things. Plus, they're not the same defense they were last year. And I think that's the biggest difference, is they're not the number 1 defense. They have number 1 personnel, but they're not playing as a number 1 defense.
And Jalen Ramsey was slightly disgruntled after the game. When you're talking about those big personalities.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I don't think they're going to implode. Although I did see somebody, I think it was Troy Aikman, said you can't do super teams in football. Yeah. Like you do in basketball, and that's what the Rams and things are trying to do. I had OBJ, and I think Stafford can win one game.
Kind of happened last year.
Yeah.
Tampa, I mean, it's...
Yeah, but it was different because he brought him. Those guys were already there, except for Gronkowski and Brady's.
Yeah, Navy.
Yeah, they're Brady's guys.
All right, the Vikings are 5-6. They're the only NFL team to lead by a touchdown in every single game this season. I find that incredible, by the way. Are the Vikings your sleeper team that could get hot, or is there another team that currently isn't in the playoffs that could get hot?
Look, every year I say the same thing. Don't I, God? I think the Vikings are good. They're better than the record.
So did Jamie.
Yeah.
You guys love the Vikings.
I know. I don't know why. I think they can do it again. But the one to be careful of, and I know the Vikings do as well, but the Broncos, they're playing really good football, and they do have to play the Lions. So that's one win they get next week, I believe
the Chiefs,
it is.
I think still twice.
They get the Chiefs twice. Yes, they have they have some tough games in their division. They had a tough schedule. And I was on the Colts last week, but I don't know.
I think I'm going to go with one that you just mentioned. It's the Indianapolis Colts, because they have come on under Frank Reich. They are starting to get things right. I think Carson Wentz is playing better. Jonathan Taylor has been consistent. They've got 5 wins in their last 7 games. And their 2 losses came to their division leader, the Titans, who are now playing without Derrick Henry, and Tampa Bay last weekend. And that's a game that they should have won. Yes. And you look at the rest of their schedule, they play the Texans and the Jaguars. They also play the Patriots at home, which the Patriots are playing good, but they play the Raiders. And then the one that's going to be real tricky for them is in Arizona. But they've got, of their 5 games left, they've got 4 that could be winners for them. I think they make a big-time move here late and get into the playoffs.
You're probably correct. All right, that is the Wide 9 for this week. Stoney and Jansen, 97.1.
All right, everyone, it is the holiday season, so why not give yourself or maybe give your loved one the gift of hair? Dr. Berkowitz of Michigan Hair Restoration can make your hair and holiday wish list a reality. You gotta go meet Dr. B. You've heard me talk about him before, but Dr. B is amazing. He is awesome. He's one of the most recognized experts in the country on hair restoration, and he has over 25 years of experience. He's performed over 2 million grafts, and he only works with a hand-selected, dedicated medical team. So you are definitely in good hands when you go to see Dr. B. He is the surgeon that you can trust to restore not only your hair, but also your confidence. And what's so great about Dr. B is that he actually provides the most advanced hair restoration techniques available. And that means, like I said, you're in the best hands possible, and you're going to love the results. You can check out some of these procedures or get to know a little bit more about hair loss and restoration in general from his book, because he's got a book too. It's called No Hair. That's KNOW Hair, and it's available right now on MichiganHairRestoration.com. Now here's the best part. Dr. B is offering a limited time offer for 97.1 The Ticket listeners. He's going to give you $1,000 off. That's huge. $1,000 off retail price. And he's going to give you 0% financing on your hair restoration procedure. This really is the best time to take advantage of this offer. So call Dr. B and schedule your in-person consultation today.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, roads are still pretty decent this morning, accident-free, although there's a disabled vehicle affecting the 96 eastbound ramp to westbound 94. Things are looking pretty decent on 94 between 275 and Telegraph, and also from 96 out to Van Dyke. 96 between US 23 and Novi Road, drivers are near posted speeds, and no issues out on 696 from Orchard Lake Road to Woodward. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
TJ Lang joins Stoney and Jansen Mondays at 9 on 97.1 The Ticket.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. The last place, 5-5-1 Steelers were humiliated 41-10 in Cincinnati. 39-year-old Ben Roethlisberger can still play, but he can't carry the team anymore. Pittsburgh's remaining 6 games are all against
turn left onto Meadowbrook
including the
Road.
Ravens twice. So I don't see the Steelers making the postseason, and most likely, this is Big Ben's swan song, unfortunately. Boomer Esiason.
Hey, Greg Magliozzi here. I don't know about you, but my car could use a few upgrades. I mean, the 8-inch steer in the driver's seat does have sentimental value since my butt has molded to fit it, but I'm ready to move on. My solution, eBay Motors. They've got all the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them, from seat covers to whole new seats. When I get that new seat, I think I'll put the old one in the living room, right next to the minivan seats, or as we call it, the section. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Hey, how's it going?
Word of mouth has Dante's dental clinic thriving.
17 new patients? Nice. Is this next month's calendar?
But he needs another dentist to give his schedule a good cleaning.
This is this week? You're kidding. Oh, you're not?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. InstantVet instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The casino games on my app are real. The slots are real. The blackjack is real. It's just like you're in a casino for real, which is awesome. But if I'm going to be real, you can't feed other players to the Tigers when they win, and I miss that.
Turn left onto Meadowbrook Road.
It's keeping it real, baby.
Must be 21. Ohio and Michigan only for new players. Terms and conditions apply. See ccg.com/promos. Gambling problem? Call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline at 1-800-270-7417.
It's December 2021. I'm David Hall from Hall
In
Financial.
half a
With the
mile,
chance of
take a
mortgage
slight
interest
left
rates
turn
on the
onto
rise,
Keeler Street.
you don't want to miss out on your opportunity to lock in a low rate. Call Hall Financial today to see if you qualify for our no appraisal 8-day close. Our commitment to speed and client service has earned us over 4,000 5-star reviews. Get started now at 866-CALL-HALL or chat with us online at callhallfirst.com.
Hall Financial, NMLS ID 1467435. Equal housing lender.
Are you an excellent driver with a clean driving record? If so, listen up. Airlines Parking is now
At the next
hiring
stop
shuttle
sign,
drivers. If
take a
you are
slight
unhappy
left
with your
turn.
current job or looking to make some additional money, contact Airlines Parking today at airlinesparking.com. That's airlinesparking.com.
Breaking news on 97.1 The Ticket, powered by Odyssey and presented by BetQL. Become a better sports bettor. Get smarter to beat the books. Download the BetQL app or visit BetQL.com today.
At the stop sign, take a slight left turn onto Keeler Street.
You used to call the ticket. Ticket text 248-539-9797.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto MacArthur.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
97-1 The Ticket last night at the LCA. The Wings won their 4th in a row.
Yeah.
Defeating the Kraken 4-3 in overtime. Tyler Bertuzzi, by the way, will be out for a minimum of 5 games, 10 days. COVID protocol. Now, they don't say whether he tested positive. You would assume that's the case. And I don't want to get any, well, you didn't get vaccinated. Look, as you know, I think people should get vaccinated, but it's been proven that there are people who still get COVID even if they're vaccinated. So this could have happened even if he was vaccinated.
Now that he has the antibodies, will he be able to travel for those games in Canada?
I don't think so.
I know, just kidding. That he's maybe
Turn
been
left
immunized?
onto MacArthur.
Yeah, it
Then
kinda
the
sucks.
destination is on your right.
One of their best players. Thank you, A-Raj. It's they're playing pretty well, and then you know he's going to miss 3 already. I think of the games in Canada. And
Arrived.
Some home games.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of discouraging.